In today's lesson, we're going to cover a brand new chord, the G major chord. But before we do that, let's just go over the chords we talked about last time, the E minor chord, the A7 chord, and the D chord, and work on a quarter note strum pattern with whole rests in between. So as you can see here, we have an E minor in the first measure. We strum 4 times, so 4 quarter notes, and then in the next measure we rest. Now when we rest, we use the side of the palm on the right hand to stop all the strings from vibrating. Okay, so we do that for 4 beats. That gives us a perfect opportunity to switch to the A7 chord. Okay, so during that measure you want to switch to the A7 and be able to start strumming the A7 chord right at the beginning of that next measure. And we're going to strum that 4 times, and then in the next measure we're going to rest, so we're going to use the side of the right hand palm. And then we're going to switch to the D chord, and then we're going to strum that 4 times. And in the final measure, we have a whole note strum on the D, so we're going to strum and hold it for 4 beats. Okay, so follow along with me. We're going to go very slowly, and before we begin, I'm going to give a count off. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rest. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rest. 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, very nice. Now let's talk about the brand new chord, the G major. Now with this chord, we're going to use the second finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, the first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and then we have open 4th, open 3rd, open 2nd, and then we use the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. And we're going to strum all 6 strings. So that's the G major. And there is an easier way we can use in case you're having any difficulty. We can lift off the 1st finger and use the 2nd finger to mute the 5th string, and it'll sound like this. Okay, so here's a chart for what that would look like. So that's an alternate version of the G major. I would try to play with the 1st finger, but like I said, if you're having any difficulties, just take the 1st finger off and mute the 5th string. Okay, so let's look at the next chord progression. We have 4 strums on the D chord, and then we rest for 4 beats, and then we have 4 strums on the G chord, and we rest for 4 beats. And then we repeat. We strum back on the D chord for 4 strums, rest for 4 beats, go to the G chord, and then rest for 4 beats. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rest. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rest. 2, 3, repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rest. 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Okay, so another exercise real quick. D chord, 4 strums, rest for 4 beats. G chord, 4 strums, rest for 4 beats. And then we go to the A7 chord, rest for 4 beats, strum for 4 beats and then rest for 4 beats. And then we switch back to the D chord, strum for 4 beats, and then play a whole note for 4 beats. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at it. And I'll give a count off. Nice and easy, nice and slow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rest. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rest. 2, 3, 4. Here comes the A7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rest. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in this final exercise, we're going to be in 3/4 time. So that means that there are 3 beats per measure, and the quarter note gets 1 beat. So we're going to be starting on the D chord, and we're going to be playing it for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to switch to the A7 for 3 beats. 2, 3, A7 again for 3 beats. 2, 3, back to the D chord for 3 beats. 2, 3, staying on the D chord for 3 more beats. 2, 3, then we're going to the G chord. 2, 3, to the A7. 1, 2, 3, and then finishing off on the D chord for a dotted half note, which is 3 beats. Okay, so let's try that again a little bit slower. Okay, I'm going to give a count off. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so practice that chord progression at a very slow tempo. Make sure before you play you give yourself a count off. For example, 1, 2, 3, and then start strumming. And it's a good idea to also try tapping your foot every time you say one of the numbers for the beat. So tap your foot 1, 2, 3. So your foot should be tapping along with your right hand for the quarter note strums. Now, of course, for the dotted half note, you tap 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so work on that chord progression. And I should point out that this is the same chord progression for the song Happy Birthday. So once you get the chord progression under your fingers, you can try singing along like so. Happy birthday to the A7 chord. Happy birthday back to the G chord. Happy birthday to the G chord. Happy birthday to you. Like that. All right, so work on that chord progression, all the exercises from this lesson, and have fun. I will see you next time.